My name is Natalie Keene, and I am currently a leasing agent at B.R.I.D.G.E at Arrowhead in Peoria, Arizona. I came into CWS last year in December, and as the process started coming into the company, the interview included a lot of speaking about B.R.I.D.G.E, which I had never heard of before, and it definitely made a huge impact of the fact that a company would focus so highly on volunteer efforts and being able to be amazed at touching people's lives and having a huge department in the company that actually focuses on that. So I was really taken by that. I thought it was quite an amazing thing that they would really take the time to focus on, because it's just nothing that's really commercialized with companies across the nation. So when I had an opportunity to kind of bring my personal life into my company life and involve my family, of course with the help of our bridge captains and everyone with support in the office, I just thought it would be really great to kind of make my story known. So a little bit of background of myself: I've been involved with horses since I was about 8 years old, and as a teenager, my parents told me that horses were too expensive, we would never own one, and that it was just like having a boat or this expensive hobby, that it was just something you would throw money into and never get anything out of it. What they didn't know is at 16, I was visiting friends' parents' houses and hopping their fences in the middle of the afternoon just to feed their horses or ride bareback when no one was home, because that was my passion. So as I grew up and became an adult and met my husband, he secretly bought me my first horse. And the first 3 days I had her, I literally slept in the barn. I never went home. So as we grew up a little bit more and had our own children, it was just something that we started implementing our kids with as well. And with all of my training and my background, we taught our kids from the ground up the manners around horses, how to ride, from the time they were as like walking. My youngest would be 2 years old in a diaper, in a saddle, on a horse with me. So when we moved to Arizona, coming from the states that we had been in previously, I really wasn't familiar with how hot the summers were, if there were ranches around. My youngest kept bringing it up: Mom, when are we going back to the ranch? When are we going back to the ranch? So I called Ella again and scheduled just another weekend and just asked if we could stop by, maybe get to know the horses a little bit better. So I went by that a week later, and this time I started to ask a little bit more questions. What kind of help do you think you need? Where do you see the ranch in another year? What types of things are you looking to improve upon? And she had mentioned she'd like to get lights out in the corrals for the horses, that the last storm that came through ripped the tops off of all the horses' corrals, so nobody had any shade. Just little things like that I'm in my brain going, okay, well, we can get you some metal, we can get you some manpower, we can get these things going. So just lots of conversation with Ella, who will say to you, come play with my horses, I like Mountain Dew and the horses like carrots. So we would bring Mountain Dew, we would bring carrots. It's been a year. We've never ridden horses. We've just always gone and loved on them, loved on the ranch, and tried to help her. Ella's a very quiet person. She doesn't talk a whole lot unless you get talking about the horses. Then she will tell you every single horse's life story. But she's the most selfless person I've ever met. She would never ask for help. So I think for us, it just made us want to help her more. And we never told her, oh, we're coming to help you. we just showed up and just grabbed shovels and got to work. I've recently reached out to Elle again. She typically tends to go up to Prescott Valley with most of the horses for the summertime because of the weather and because of the storms. So a lot of my recent conversations with her, again, she's not a big divulger of information, or just where are we at, what's happening, when are you coming back. So letting her know this time, we're really hoping to kind of have some extra hands. So in closing, I would just really like to say thank you to CWS for giving employees an opportunity to bring their passions in through their work and bring a force of coworkers to help too, because I think that if more people get involved in great causes, one person can make a difference.